So let's just be real. In today's world, it's almost impossible not to compare. Social media, right? It's a highlight reel. Everyone's showing their best angle, their biggest wins, their most exotic vacations. And for the longest time, I fell straight into that trap. I'd be scrolling, seeing someone my age buying a house, getting a promotion, traveling the world, having a perfect family. And instantly my brain would go, ugh, what am I even doing with my life? I'd start comparing my career progress, my financial situation, even my relationship status. It was this constant subtle hum of not good enough in the background of my mind. And it wasn't just social media, it was friends from high school, college buddies, even characters in the movies. I would say someone's seemingly perfect life, and suddenly my own would feel inadequate. It was draining, honestly. It stole my joy, made me question my choices, and honestly made me feel really anxious a lot of time. So you'll ask, what was the turning point? For me, it wasn't one big dramatic moment. It was more like a slow accumulation of exhaustion. I remember one specific evening I was just scrolling Instagram, feeling particularly down about my life after seeing a friend's perfect engagement. And I just paused. I felt this intense wave of sadness, not even for myself, but just for the energy I was wasting. So I asked myself, is this actually making me happy? Is this motivating me? Or is it just making me feel crappy? And the honest answer was, yeah, it was making me feel crappy. It hit me that I was so focused on what everyone else had that I wasn't even appreciating what I had or the progress I was making, no matter how small. It was like I was constantly looking over my shoulder instead of looking straight ahead on my own path. So, how did I start? It wasn't instant, but sure, I'll break it down into a couple of steps. Step one was awareness and audit. The first thing was simply noticing when I was doing it. When I felt that pang of jealousy or inadequacy, I'd stop and consciously label it, okay, I'm comparing right now. Once I became aware, I started doing an audit of my social media. I unfollowed accounts that consistently made me feel bad about myself, even if they were friends or people that I generally liked. Now, it wasn't about them, it was about protecting my own peace. I also started setting limits on my screen time, especially on the apps that triggered those comparisons. The next step was focusing on your own lane. This one is crucial. I started reminding myself that my path is my path. Everyone has a different starting line, different resources, different challenges, and a different finish line. My journey is unique. Someone else's success doesn't diminish mine, and their struggles aren't mine to carry. I started celebrating my own small wins. Did I finish that project? Great. Did I stick to my budget this month? Awesome. Even if just getting out of bed on a tough day, these were the wins that was in my lane. Step 3 was gratitude and internal validation. This step really solidified things. I began a daily gratitude practice, just listing 3 things that I was genuinely thankful for. It could be simple, a good cup of coffee, a sunny day, a kind message from a friend. This shifted my focus from what I lacked to what I had. And for the validation, I stopped waiting for external praise. I started telling myself, you did a good job. You're trying your best. You're enough. Just as you are. It sounds simple, right? But retraining your brain to validate yourself is incredibly powerful. So after consistently doing these things, what actually changed? First, my mental peace improved dramatically. The constant low-level anxiety and self-doubt started to fade. It was like turning down the volume on a noisy radio. I start feeling lighter, Second, I became more focused on my own goals. When I wasn't distracted by what everyone else was doing, I had more clarity and energy to pursue what was truly important to me. My productivity went up, not because I was trying to catch up, but because I was genuinely engaged in my own progress. Third, and this was the big one, my relationships actually got better. When I wasn't secretly comparing myself, I could genuinely celebrate my friends without that little sting of jealousy. I could be truly happy for them, and that felt so much better. I was more present and authentic. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, I started to truly appreciate my life, just as it is right now. Not a perfect, curated, highlighted reel, but that messy, beautiful, evolving journey that is uniquely mine. I found contentment in the present, which is something comparison completely robs you of. Now, look, I'm not saying that I'm perfect now. Every now and then, that old comparison monster tries to sneak back in. But now, I have the tools to recognize it, acknowledge it, and gently guide my mind back to my own path. It's a muscle you'll have to build, but it's absolutely worth the effort. If you're struggling with comparison, I'll really encourage you to try some of these steps. Start small. Unfollow one account that will make you feel bad. Take 5 minutes to list things that you're grateful for. Be kind to yourself throughout the process. Your journey is yours and it's valuable just because it's yours. What are your thoughts on the comparison? Have you found ways to overcome it? I would love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can celebrate our individual paths. If you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss anything new. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.